friends, this is me, Michelle, again. And I was supposed to do today's Measurement Monday. So we're going to do measurements, and these are really cheap, and you could do them yourself at home, so you don't have to depend on a trainer or something and everything. So we're going to do our measurements on Mondays. And what else did I want to share with you? I would have done this earlier this morning. It's already almost lunchtime, but I was in a hurry to get to work, teach swimming lessons. So I'm going to also get on the scale here because it's Measurement Monday. But a weight on the scale is not going to be your most accurate because it depends on the time of the day, whether you've consumed anything, your hormones. Just so many things can make your weight fluctuate. You've seen my weight chart. It's up and down, up and down. We're not gonna, and if you gain muscle, you're gonna gain weight, probably, because, muscle weighs more than fat. So you go by your clothing, how they're feeling, and you can go by measurements, which I'm gonna show you simple, easy to understand measurements, and read what I've got, some information from a trainer manual. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on this scale, and then I'll take my measurement and show you how to do that, and then explain some things. Let me get on the scale. Be honest with yourself. First thing in the morning is always better, though. Yeah, it's not exactly what I was hoping it'd be, but it is later in the day. It says 150.1 and 33.1. Let me see if I could show it to you before it goes away. Yeah, that's what it shows. Body fat 33.1 and BMI 27.6. So that's what it says. So, I know, I look ridiculous, but I'm propping you up here, okay? And I wanted to explain to you that. All right, so hip to waist ratio. What does that mean? Why do you want to know your hip to waist ratio? Well, let me explain from my manual here. It says in this trainer manual from the American Council on Exercise, it says your waist circumference, visceral fat contributes to android fat distribution and is very damaging, not only because it encroaches on the vital organs of the body, but because excess abdominal fat is associated with insulin resistance. Okay, and then let me read this information about it says waist to hip ratio. And I better calculate mine again because I calculated, I think, wrong. So it says that excess body fat poses significant health risks, and it's not fat shaming or anything when you talking about somebody's health risks. You want to be healthy. I mean, if you can be healthy at a higher body fat, great, but majority of people can't in the long run. I think I've been pretty good for most of my life, except, not as much energy with higher body fat. The location of the fat deposits may be even a better indicator of disease risk. Okay, like apple-shaped people are considered android, like the phone, that'd be kind of weird. And then those that pear-shaped are gynoid, if you understand that. So those that are apple-shaped carry excess fat in their abdominal area, while pear-shaped carries it in their hips and thighs. Though any extra fat is detrimental to a person's health, those who are android have a very high waist-to-hip ratio and have a greater health risk. To determine your waist-to-hip ratio, you take a waist measurement divided by your hip measurement, and they have a little table here that shows what means there's health risk, okay, for male and female. So I did my waist, and my hips already, but I'm going to show you how to do it. You would do it better. Clothing is going to probably add another inch to your waist. I'm thankful I'm smaller than I was a year ago. So, but you would, your smallest portion of your body, and make sure it's nice and straight, and you would take that measurement. Of course, I've got clothes on, so it's going to measure a little bit more. But you would take that measurement, then you would take your, and you write that down, take your hip measurement. Yes, it's going to add. So I'm 33 in the waist and 38 in the hips. You know, I've got a pooch there. So you want to avoid that pooch because you're measuring your biggest portion around your bottom. Your biggest portion. And then divide. Okay, so mine is 33, and you could record it. Get you a little book. I always recommend that, and put some encouraging notes in there for yourself. The day, your weight, your body fat, and all of that, and your blood pressure, and any other information, and what your goal is. But you would want to write down. Let me divide my 33 is the waist into 38. Is that right? My waist to hip, it says here. To determine it, you want to waist divided by your hips. Waist divided by your hips, right? That's 33 divided by 38. That's probably not as good as I was wanting it to be, right? Did I do it right earlier? Earlier, I think I did it wrong earlier. I did hip to waist, but it says you need to do waist to hip. And any number over, let's see. I don't want to give you inaccurate information. The waist to hip ratio, if you're doing the division, it says a good one for females is 0.75 to 0.79. That's a good one. Average is 0.8 to 0.86. And then at risk is going to be anything greater than 0.86. So I don't know if you can see that. That's what it says. Right there. Now it says for your waist, a good waist, see, and it varies per person, waist measurement. But I'm going to leave it at that. That is Measurement Monday information. And for the next time if you want a lower waist measurement. Did I already mention this? Think about the things that cause you to bloat and avoid them for 24 to 48 hours beforehand, and do your measurements on an empty stomach. So you have, and after you use the bathroom, so you feel good and you feel thinner. So yeah, I guess that's about it for the day. I just wanted to share those tips with you for your Measurement Monday. You can measure your other parts of the body. There are so many YouTube videos on taking your measurements, so you don't even have to watch just mine. There's a lot out there on you can learn more about the waist to hip ratio on any website that talks about measurements and healthy measurements. But I think I look pretty good compared to last year. I mean, I am thinner than I was last year, so I am very thankful for that. And I want to encourage you to remain thankful no matter what your body shape is, and be content and keep striving for better, but be okay where you're at, you know. And if you are 1 pound lighter than you were last year, that's something to be thankful for. Okay, I gave you some information, and I hope that you will be encouraged to strive for something better and Yeah, the YMCA is doing a challenge right now. It's called Ho Ho Hold Down Your Weight for the holidays. So I've got to weigh in for that later. I'm going to do that later. My higher weight, your beginning weight of challenges, you want a higher weight, and then you want to have the lower weight later. So I know these are really big. I look probably ridiculous, but oh well. It's what I had on and everything, and everything, you know. I'm just carry on nonsense. So be grateful and take those measurements and let me know how it goes. And if you have any questions, comment below. I will catch you later. I will upload this in a little bit. Have a great rest of the Monday.